You know how people say that ranking videos are lazy and super easy to make and are basically just cash grabs? Well, that's certainly true. I'm not gonna deny that. But I am not kidding when I say this was the most difficult video I have ever made. I am being 100% honest. And that's because I love Hollow Knight and Silksong music to the death. For the last 4 years, ever since I booted up Hollow Knight for the very first time, the soundtrack has absolutely dominated my Spotify Wrapped. Computer, show them the proof. That last one was from just last year in 2025. Silksong released that year in September. And yet, even with over 100,000 minutes of music listened to year-round, it still managed to get top album. So, as you can imagine, ranking all of the Hollow Knight DLC, and the Silksong soundtrack was really difficult. But I did it! I ranked every single song purely based on my tastes. That means how I listen to them on my own time outside of the game. I'm not gonna rank them based on how well they fit in their area or boss fight or what have you, because if that were the case, this would be a very different video. I'm gonna rank the songs that are included in the official soundtrack. I literally just used what they have in the official albums on Spotify. I say just, but that is still 94 tracks. Fun fact, Silksong's base game soundtrack has more music than the Hollow Knight soundtrack plus the Hollow Knight DLC. Comparing the base games, Hollow Knight has 26 tracks. Silksong has 53. So buckle up and buckle down, and let's start with the very bottom of the list. This bottom tier has 14 songs, while the rest I split into groups of 10. It just worked out better that way. And coming in at 94, we have Nightmare Lantern. I mean, it's just a fire noise and then an accordion. Not to diss on Brum, his accordion playing is way better than whatever I could do, but, you know, it's not really a song. Number 93, we have Dream Battle. I just don't really like it, same with 92, Decisive Battle. Both of them are just kind of bland and basic to me. 91 is Dark Descent, our first of many songs from Silksong. It's just a bit too intense and spooky for me when I'm just casually listening. 90 is False Night, just never really liked it. 89 we have Reprieve. This is the new resting or bench theme in Act 3. Totally fits the vibes of, oh gosh, what did I do, the world is ending. But, it always kinda bugged me. Maybe it just bums me out too much. 88 is Truth, Beauty, and Hatred. No, I will not apologize for putting it this low. The violin is too whiny for me, and I also hate this boss fight with a fiery passion. I know I said I was just ranking them based on only the music, but I literally cannot separate the song from the fight. This will happen again. 87 is Prison Ambience, the song, or the slab. 86 is Hive Night. Please don't flame me for this because I'll probably piss you off more by saying that 85 is Dung Defender. At least I didn't put the prison song over those two, okay? Finishing this tier off, we have Furious Gods at 84, the weakest of the God Home themes in my opinion, and also the shortest. Then we got Dream. Listen, I'm a sucker for ambience, as you'll discover later on in this list, but Dream is probably the emptiest one out of all of them. 82 we have Sister Splinter, an awesome boss theme but not really fun to listen to casually. And finally, Gods and Glory at 84. You'll come to discover I'm not a huge fan of the God Home music. That might be because of the severe trauma I have from the Pantheons. I only managed to complete 1 through 4. I have yet to tackle 5 because it scares me. Okay, this may or may not make some of y'all very mad, but number 80 is Clover Dancers. It's just kinda lackluster to me. 79 is Haunted Foes, same reason as before. 78 is Sinner's Road, though I do really like the use of the oboe. 77 we have White Defender. I'm so sorry to all of the Ogrim lovers, I truly am. Anyway, 76 is Daughter of Hallownest, another God Home theme, followed by Sisters of Battle just above it at 75. I would go into depth about why they're so low, but y'all are just here for the ranking, so... 74 is Fleetopia. Again, genuinely could not tell you why. Just sounds a little empty to me, I guess. 73 we have Nightmare King, and that is purely because my music taste does not include hard rock or metal or anything like that. Which is a bummer because Nightmare King Grimm is my favorite boss fight of all time. It sounds great while fighting him, but outside of that, I'm usually skipping this one. At 72 is Nosk, another fantastic theme for the fight, but not my fave to listen to casually. And the top of this group is The Choir at 71. And yes, that is because the High Hall's Gauntlet permanently scarred me to the point where I can't listen to this without full-on flinching like an abused child. Number 70, Cut Through, is very similar to The Choir, and that's because it plays during Grohl's fight. And don't come at me saying, actually, the High Hall's Gauntlet and Grohl's fight weren't actually that hard. I actually beat it on my first try. No, you didn't. You suffered like the rest of us because we were all so bad at the game that it had to be nerfed multiple times. We all had skill issues, okay? Deep Docks comes in at number 69. Solid ambience, but not my favorite. 68 we have God Home. Again, solid ambience, not my favorite. Ranked 67 is Repose, which might come as a surprise. This is the normal bench theme in Silksong. I guess I just got a little tired of it. 66 is Kingdom's Edge. It honestly surprises me that so many people love this track. It's kinda on the weaker side in my opinion, but who am I to judge? The White Lady is 65. I love the sound of the harp, but I usually skip it when it comes on. Number 64 is Whispering Vaults, the weakest of the Citadel tracks, but it still sounds really, really good. 63 we have Crossroads. It pains me to put it this low because listening to this is injecting nostalgia straight into my veins, which is why it's above Whispering Vaults, but it's not my favorite of the ambient tracks. 62 we have Dreamers. You know, the song that plays when you're killing the Dreamers, the one that's not even a minute long. If you're wondering why I've ranked it above ones like White Defender and Whispering Vaults, just listen to it, okay? Turn up your volume and just listen to how it builds and grows. 61 is Hunter's Trail, and no, it's actually not because Hunter's March shaved off years of my life. It's just not my favorite, and I really have no idea why. Maybe some music people can explain it to me, I don't know. Maybe it's too short. Okay guys, we're not even in the top half of this list, but this is where I started struggling. I was actively cradling my head in my hands while trying to rank all of these, and it physically pained me to put some of these this low. All of these tracks, except like the bottom 20, are so good, and I listen to them all the time. Computer, show them! Starting this group at number 60 is literally the title theme of Silksong. Silksong. Yet another case of hearing it too often and not liking it enough. 59 is Mount Faye. Y'all, I love Mount Faye. It's tied as my favorite area with the Marrow, and I love this ambient so much, but it falls flat in comparison to some others. Coming in at 58 is Underworks. The deep strings in this one have my heart and soul, but it drags on a little too long for me. Incisive Battle is 57, another boss theme that's recycled a whole bunch, and also the infamous theme for the savage Beastfly, who makes me want to rip my hair out and bash my skull in. Music's great though. 56 we have Crystal Peak. Almost forgot there were Hollow Knight songs on this list too, didn't you? Rapid Fire, 55, Farfields, 54, Blasted Steps, 53, Sands of Karak or whatever. All of them are peak, especially Sands of Karak or whatever. If you ever find yourself in a desert with the wind blowing, put this on. Oh, well, I realize that not many of you have deserts nearby, but if you ever do... Oh boy. 52 is Hornet. I'm so sorry for not having her theme in the top half, but I'm also not sorry because I don't like it all that much. Those opening strings jump scare me every time. And finally, at 51 is Last Judge. Very intense, and I love the inclusion of the bells, but it also hurts my ears sometimes because of how loud and intense it is. The growling brass, I think that's brass, what's playing right here really grates on me sometimes. At number 50, we have Queen's Gardens. Compared to all of the greenery area songs, this one is my least favorite. Doesn't mean I don't like it. 49 is Red Maiden, which is just a more epic version of Hornet's theme. 48 is High Halls, a very beautiful, peaceful song for one of the most difficult areas in the Citadel, not to mention that stupid gauntlet. Here we are at the halfway mark of this list, and that's number 47. Which song gets the honor of being perfectly in the middle? Songglaive, which is also the song that plays in the credits. 46 we have Crust King Khan. I once heard or saw someone say that this music, coupled with the boss fight, makes it feel like you're fighting a superhero. And yeah, honestly I can see it. Resting Grounds is 45. A bit simple and repetitive in my opinion. Not a bad thing, but I don't listen to it all that often. 44 is our beloved dramatic emo theater kid and his equally dramatic music, Tormented Drobio. 43 is Broken Vessel. It's the Hollow Knight theme, but slowed down and broken up a bit. Very fitting. At 42 we have Shellwood, which honestly is an underrated theme and area in my opinion. Except for those stupid long pin Fisher dudes. Hate them. And to finish out this group at 41 we have Bell Beast, another theme that is slept on. Hurts my heart to put them this low, but hey, they're in the top half. Number 40 is Fourth Chorus. Chorus, get it? Cause. 39 is Mantis Lords. I never thought a harpsichord would sound so good in a boss fight. Keeping with the boss themes, 38 is Scar Singer Carmelita. Oh, I'm gonna make so many people mad. And come on, y'all know how much I love Carmelita. Computer. 37 we have Trobio, the perfect mix of whimsy and drama. At 36 is Strive, which I recognize is a bit strange to put the very first boss fight theme above Carmelita and Drobio, but are y'all hearing this? Christopher Larkin did not have to go that hard for the music that plays for Moss Mother, but I'm very glad he did. At 35 is Green Path. I know this one is beloved by many of you, but I love a lot of other area tracks more. One such area track is Lost Verdania, which comes in at 34. Another, at 33, is Bilewater. Listen, I used to hate this theme purely because of the area it plays in, and the beginning of the song isn't really my favorite, but it has slowly grown on me, and I bet it'll keep climbing the ranks the more I listen to it. But for now, this is where it's at. 32 is Pier Vessel, my goat, another favorite boss fight. At 31 we have Enter Hallownest, and are y'all starting to see why this video was so hard? We're still in the 30s, not even in the top 10, and I'm having to rank this kind of music this low. I can't. Okay, so number 30 is Fungal Wastes. I know it's not the most popular song, and I'm sure some of y'all are pissed that I put Fungal Wastes above Carmelita or Bilewater, but I actually wanted to rank it higher. I just like it, okay? I like the bounciness of it, and it's really whimsical and funny sounding. I will always be a Fungal Wastes defender. At 29 we have Moss Grotto. I remember when I first played Silksong, I got really sad when the Moss Grotto area ended up being so tiny, because the full song only plays in certain rooms. Otherwise, it simplifies it down to general ambience like in this room here, so you don't hear the full Moss Grotto song in the game all that often, which is a huge shame. It's a really good one. And I had to put it at 29. Dirtmouth is at 28. I love how much piano we have in the Hollow Knight soundtrack. I'm such a sucker for it. 27 is The Marrow, another very, very underrated track. It just sounds so grand and somber at the same time. 26 we have Hollow Knight, the theme of Hollow Knight. I so desperately wanted to rank this higher because this theme is the backbone of the entire soundtrack, but alas. 25 is Lace. I'm such a sucker for aggressive strings like this. Before Silksong released, Christopher Larkin actually published 2 songs from the soundtrack, Lace and Bone Bottom. The amount of times I've listened to them, and yet I've never grown tired of them. 24 we have Phantom. I love the organ. We need more organ in soundtracks. Please. It's critically underutilized. 23 is Greymore. This one tickles my brain. That high violin with the sliding notes. Just listen to it for a second. Oh my days. The Mist is at 22. Again, please, we need more organ. Also, I'm so mad that this one isn't longer in the official soundtrack. It always ends way too quickly. At 21, please don't kill me, is the Grim Troop. Never thought I would hear electric guitar in a Hollow Knight game, and I never thought I would love it this much. Alright, top 20. This part gave me so much grief. Starting us out at number 20 is Nihilith. In my eyes, this theme belongs to Seth more than it does Nihilith. Just the better boss fight overall, and, well, if you know, you know. At 19 is Radiance. It felt like I was ripping my heart out to put it this low, but the rest of these are just too dang good. 18 is White Palace. A lovely track once you can actually hear the music over the 10,000 buzzsaws. Enter Farloom is number 17, an extremely underrated track. It's the one that plays when you're climbing out of the abyss, but also just on its own, it's Oscar-worthy. Scratch that, literally all of these songs are Oscar-worthy, and I've hated trying to rank them. This may come as a surprise, but at 16 we have Choral Chambers. Trust me, I love this song just as much as you guys do, but I think I might have just heard it too much. I'm not complaining, but that did bump it down. 15 is Widow. Again, I love aggressive strings, though it doesn't quite sound the same without the tons of bells smashing into your skull and Widow's. Side note, super cool how the Hollow Knight soundtrack is primarily piano while the Silksong soundtrack is primarily strings. Cause, you know, strings, spiderwebs. At 14 is Soul Sanctum, the cooler White Ward. 13 we have Cogwork Dancers. I'm such a sucker for rhythm-based boss fights, and I'm even more of a sucker for songs that get more intense by speeding up. This one does not disappoint. When the brass comes in, mwah! Chef's kiss. Number 12 is Red Memory. When I recognized that this was just a Hollow Knight theme but mega slowed down, I just about cried. It didn't help that I was also getting blasted by emotions and nostalgia during this whole sequence. Reflection comes in at 11. The ultimate stay up until 3 a.m. contemplating your life choices song. And look at that! We've finally made it to the top 10. This is what y'all are really here for. Probably. Maybe. All of these songs are practically interchangeable for me. They're all in the top tier of absolute most favorites. But these last 10 are just a smidge, the tiniest smidge better in my very humble opinion. Enough dawdling. Coming in at number 10 we have Pale Court. This was a bonus track included in one of the DLCs for Hollow Knight, and while it's not actually in the game, I'm including it anyway because it's a masterpiece. Just listen to it yourself. You can hear the events with the Pale King and the Radiance, with the rise and fall of Hallownest. If I ever heard this in person, I think I would melt into a puddle of my own tears. Number 9 is Last Dive. This song has the honor of being the only one that actually literally made me cry, and that's purely because I recognized it as the trailer music. The trailer where we finally got a release date. All of those emotions just came flooding back, coupled with Hornet descending to the final true boss of the game, and yeah, I was making the Sea of Sorrow in my own living room. Cogwork Core comes in at number 8. Using clockwork sounds for the beat and the percussion was such a genius idea. I just wish it were longer in the official soundtrack. Number 7 is the classic, the GOAT, Choral Chambers before it was cool, the City of Tears. This song better play in heaven, or I'm not going. At number 6, we have Sister of the Void. The harmonies here are biblical. I always get chills when I listen to it. The melody here just yanks at your heartstrings. Number 5 is Lost Lace. I will never forget when I finally beat this boss, with this majestic track gracing my ears. Running from those waves of void and dancing with Lace for the final time is easily a core memory. It wouldn't have been the same without this song. Number 4, we have Sealed Vessel. If you listen to this track, you can literally hear the boss fight play out. The tense build up in the beginning, the intense brawl, then the abrupt shift when the Hollow Knight turns on himself, followed by the slow, agonizing realization that this isn't a fight, not really, it's an execution, and your own brother is trying to help you finish him off. Do I even need to say why it's in the top 5? Now the top 3, starting with Bone Bottom. Remember how I said Christopher Larkin released Bone Bottom and Lace early? I listened to Bone Bottom religiously until the game finally came out. I had this on repeat, and after having played the game and knowing where this plays, I've only gotten more attached. It's got the piano, it's got the strings, it's got the melody that will rip your heart out and chuck it into bile water. The part where the piano bass melody falls away and you just have the harp, and then the melody repeats but with the included strings, and it builds and builds with that smooth, deep tone. This song is way too underrated. Are y'all hearing this? Number 2, we have Bellheart. Y'all, I never thought I would love the sound of bells so much. When it builds up at the end, oh my days. This part right here. Need I say more? Alrighty y'all, we've finally made it to number 1, the top dog. And that's none other than Awakening. This one wasn't my favorite at first, but now it's completely stolen my heart. Just the beginning ambience, this part, the part that plays in the cradle, just that alone is easily in my top 10. And then it comes slamming you in the face with the Dies Irae, and from there it's intense and dramatic, and there is just so much going on in this track. This is absolutely what would play while dueling with a god. And this part, where the melody shortens up like staccato and it's building and it's so good! Please just go listen to it. Put in your earbuds or your headphones or whatever and just listen. You know how I was going on about how hard it was to make this list? Well, I always knew Awakening would be at the top. It's easily my favorite, and I need more people to be as obsessed with it as I am. Wowzers, that was a lot of music. And Sea of Sorrows is gonna have even more. Will I redo this video when it comes out? No, absolutely not. I don't want to do this again. Thanks for watching, y'all. And hey, I'm not gonna ask for your entire ranking, but I do want to know what you guys would include in your top 5. I'm curious how similar they would be to mine, if they would be similar at all. Feel free to go on about how awful my ranking is and how I should be burned at the stake. But please keep it somewhat lighthearted because I'm built like a wet piece of paper. Alrighty, I'm about ready to be done with this video. I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye bye!